Hello, welcome to another video. Lots been happening as usual. Very different though. So we'll see what comes out. We'll do a little bit of a reading with it as well. Maybe pull some cards, see if I can decipher any of the messages. I think this is going to be a little bit different this week. It's not just about world events and things like that, but very on a personal nature, which if I'm having to tell you about it means it could be happening in your life. So we'll see what happens anyway. If you're new here, please subscribe. Check out all of my videos on the World Channel messages and my now weekly tarot readings as well. And anything else I'm going to be putting up there, healings and all sorts. I've been doing a lot of experimentation this week with what people want on the channel. Excuse me. And it's come out that people like tarot reading, which is fine by me. I don't need to use the tarot to convey the messages, but everybody likes the picture, including me, to illustrate what's going on. So if I do read the cards for you, I read them intuitively and I still channel the messages anyway. So things are taking on a little bit of a different format. I was going to do this video earlier today, but I had a bit of a falling out with the shadow men. And because things have not been going the way that I wanted them to with lots of things. Bit of a shocker this week. And I'm not going to go into details about it, but a little bit of a shock this week, which I'm having to sort out and deal with, and I'm getting there. So anyway, on top of that, let's get going. Right, well, I've had some very strange dreams, very strange images about death in particular, which is not always about death as such, as in it can be death of something in your life. And I had a dream the other night where, well, I'll tell you the first bit. The first bit was very strange indeed. I was being chased again. I was somewhere in the countryside and I was being chased. And I know all these are all dream symbols. But I've told you about spirits walking into my dreams before, and I'm not sure if this happened or I was being taught something. And but basically there were a lot of people around, and it was near the water. I don't know if there were barges or boats nearby, and I don't know if I was talking to some people. I have a feeling I was younger, a lot younger, like as in a child kind of thing. And I don't know, I remember feeling chased and I ran somewhere, and then somebody got a hold of me and they put their arms, they were men, and they got a hold of me, you know, like they had their arms under mine and lifted them up like that. And about 3 others came towards me, and I really thought I was going to be beaten up. It was horrible, and I've never felt so helpless. I was afraid, but more, my adrenaline was pumping more than anything. I really thought I was going to be beaten to a pulp. And as so happens, on occasions in my dreams, I ended up shouting for my guide, my main guide, which is kind of annoying because other dreams I've had where that's been happening, I've been able to, you know, turn into Michelle Yeoh and get rid of them myself. But on occasion, that hasn't happened. And this time it didn't, because I felt like I just couldn't do anything. So I screamed for him shouted. I don't scream. If I scream, it's usually in anger. But I'm not a screamer. And I'm a shouter, but not a screamer. So I was shouting for him, and I was screaming. He's always, you know, you could do that. Like, where are you? You know, I'm in trouble here. So I screamed several times, and all of a sudden it just all disappeared before I was hit. And I thought, at least I didn't get hit. Having said that, I woke up in the morning and something happened and made me think, well, yeah, you were, but in a different way. Which I'm not going to go into. But it's sorting. And but then it moved on to something very different. I went to another dream, And I've been telling you about the steampunk thing. I've been saying, well, this was like that, very Victorian. And I've told you before, I see Victorian people in my meditations when they show me things, top hats, a lot of statesmen, elder statesmen, you know, and I've even seen Sir Winston Churchill, King George V, there's been a lot of military people. But this time I was in a church and it was something to do with gangs. And they were all in top hats, and there was my lot, and we were further down. It was something to do with death, something that had died. And this man came in and he had a really grumpy looking face. And it's kind of weird because my friend, she's a medium, and I asked her to tune in about something. And when she did that, she said there was a very tall, grumpy old man, standing there. It's kind of weird because I've been seeing, apart from my own grumpy face at the minute, you know, in the mirror, I've told you what spirit faces go over me. Well, I've been seeing a grumpy face, really, grumpy face, which they're probably grumpy with me because I won't be doing what they tell us. But I don't know. I don't know. But this guy came in, and I've talked about people interfering and coming into my dreams, and there is somebody who comes in that shouldn't be, who thinks he can dictate to me. I've been told there are 3 of them who come in and try to interfere and, you know, send me a certain way. And it's all to do with this negative entity who apparently I was married, who comes in and out, who keeps going, ring on the finger. I'm still married to him, which, no. And there are 3 of them, and I didn't expect to tell you this. I may have touched on it before, but I didn't expect to go into this bit because this is actually explaining it. And he believes I'm still married to him, and these people are loyal to him, and this older man tries to interfere, tries to cause trouble. I've even had a medium try to get rid of them before, and they don't. They come back. They can get in. For some reason, they can get in. There's 3 of them. And they are loyal to this man who I was told once by a medium was somebody who was very dangerous, very dark. And she said that there were people alive today, you know, it's from a past life, obviously, who were terrified of him. And I know it's to do with my incarnation as Sarah, because when this guy gets in my face, you've seen nothing like it. I just change and I go ballistic at him, and I refuse to be afraid of him. Yeah, I'm not afraid of him at all in any shape or form. But I like to get back at him, and I want vengeance. And that explains, that's what's been happening to me today, isn't it? That's why I go off every now and again. I get triggered by him. And yeah, he's been interfering an awful lot. And I think they allow that to happen so I will understand what I want, and because when I'm pushed into the edge and I come out and I'll say, this is what I want, you'll do what I want for a change, and this is how it's going to happen. And they want me to be, they're explaining now, look, me to be a leader. And they want me to tell them what I want. They've given me all these different opportunities, and that's what this week has been about. Healing. I've seen doctors in white coats standing in the spirit world, waiting, healing. They're ready to work with me that way. Then I've got, reading people who read, people who go out as angelic forms to help people. I've got all these different things that I'm supposed to send out, which I did the other day. All of these different people, and there's the writing team. And I have been thrown sideways, and it's not just my own negative voice that conspires with this man. He's in here. He's here for a reason. If there's anybody negative around you or you having experiences, I guarantee you it's to teach you something. Or it's to teach the world something, and you volunteered for it. Sounds crap, I know, horrible, nasty, but that's the way it is. And I refused to do anything today. In fact, I went and sulked in bed. I was so down. And I've been told before that they bring me back from wherever I go. But it's all about learning about your resilience, your power, and you've got it out there. And it was triggered off by yesterday, somebody who put a comment on here who thinks it was a very dark, sinister comment. And yeah, I know they're trolls, but it was very narcissistic. And I let them get in my head, and I'm actually going to block them from here. They do the kind of thing my mother used to do to me. 1 minute it's a nasty comment, the next minute, oh, that was good. It's my lesson, yeah? And back off. That's all I'm going to say, and you know who you are. I know all about people like you. Anyway, so watch out for that. If I'm telling you this, chances are you may have somebody like that around you, and you may be going through a very similar experience, and it's part of the journey, of the spiritual journey. There are people who will knock you off your path, who will knock you for a day, and they can even come in the form, from the spirit world. And it's all a test. It's a test. They test you. They test me all the time. They're very cruel. Can be very cruel. But they don't say it's good or bad. They say I'm doing my job. Why are you bleating on about it? Yeah. Anyway, so yes, this dream, very, very strange. And I'm wondering if it was that man, because I probably mentioned it, but I used to write. It's usually to do with the writing. It's all connected to the writing. And it's about testing you as to what your purpose is. And that's why I got very upset the other day on the camera, because I always thought that I was supposed to heal with words. Yeah, but I had had a lot of sinister things happen to me. My publisher had pulled the plug on my books because I wouldn't give them anymore. There you go, there's a tap. And they done it to so many people. They've changed their name now, but they're Blushing Books, and they have been in court several times now for things that they've done to bigger authors than me on there. And they didn't honour the contracts. I had to get the Authors Guild in the US to help me out, and they in the US are absolutely superb. If you're a writer and you've got any trouble with any books, Authors Guild, they've got a fantastic guy there who helped me out, and I got all of my books back. But it really threw me. That's when I started having the weirdness on my eyes, everything, because anxiety, that. And I tried to write, Kindle is really hard to do. Amazon do not make it easy for you. And it just knocked me, and this happens every now and again, and it's how resilient you are. I pulled the resilience card the other day, and it's all about, standing up, showing your mettle. And I think that's what's happening in the world at large at the moment. Everybody's having to stand up and show their mettle, be a leader, be, of your little world, be a leader and show that you won't be knocked down, because let's face it, there are so many things going on in politics, everything in the world that's trying to knock us down. We're trying to keep secrets from us, everything. We know there's other life out there, which I'll finish this bit first and then I'll tell you a funny bit. And then I had, before I went to sleep, I've had visitors again. Yeah, visitors, as in prominent celebrity visitors. But yeah, and this guy was there, and it was a gang, and they'd come in. He came in this top hat, and all I got in my head was Moriarty. Works behind the scenes. For all I know, it could be my guy taking on another form, doing it just to wind me up, but I don't. And he would. If he thought it was going to do any good, he would. He'd do anything. twin flame. It's either love or hate with twin flames. And it's hate at the moment. But anyway, no, there are people. This one was right. And I had a dream once where I actually told another medium, really good medium, and she was disturbed because this older guy, and it was an older guy again, and I came down, I was in a different house, I came down the stairs because I'm always getting intruders in my dreams, and I came down the stairs in this house I didn't recognise, big house, came down steps into a kitchen, and my computer was there, and there's this old guy, and he has one of my medium friends has picked him up. I've seen his shadow form across the wall, and it's like a Quaker's hat. And it's really weird because where I was in Berkhamsted, not far away, was a Quaker meeting house. You know, I love the Quaker. I've got nothing against anybody, but this guy just happened to be Quaker's hat. Yeah, they're showing me Quaker Oats. You know, the hat with the... yeah. Okay. And he... was standing there over my computer, and he was on the computer doing something. I said, "What are you doing?" Because I knew it was my work, my book. He says, "I'm just changing your story." And I was just, "Can you get out?" And then I woke up. So I've been played like a fool. Anyway. So, yeah. So a spiritually wise, you may be being tested, and you may wake up in the night to find people that they're all working together, these dark entities there, because they're trying to, you know, stop you becoming enlightened. Beings from, I've explained in my other videos, you know, coming from other worlds that want to keep control from the dimensions. If you want to watch all about the nature of reality and dimensions, the last two World Channel videos I did really goes into that very deeply. And somebody else, and I've forgotten your name, I'm trying to answer all the comments and your emails, but it's been a really hectic week, and I will get there. You haven't been forgotten about. A lady said that she got a very similar message, so I'm really pleased about that. It gives validation to me, so thank you. Yeah, very odd. So just watch out for those dark entities and those people. You know, they'll just say one word to you and it will trigger off a whole load of emotions and things inside you. And even if you think, oh, you've tossed it off at the time, it may get you the day after, like it did me. And yeah, it's all about resilience. So before I get into this little tarot read, I did want to tell you about this celebrity. So I'm having my meditation, and as you know, I'm a Trekkie, and they come to me on the wavelength of what I like. Yeah. Off the TV, it can be birds. I see lots of birds, things like that. I mean, the robin, to me, if I see robin, if a robin comes in my path, danger, Will Robinson, literally. Okay, it means fits, it means something coming. And when I was walking through the park the other day, innocently, I was on the phone to my son, actually, because he was at work, and I don't know where I'd been. And I walked through the park on the way back, it's where I live. This robin jumped out right in front of me, showed me its red breast, and then just scooted off. And I thought, wow, oh, that means, you know, warning. You could be having fits tonight, everything. Or they'll actually put one on their hand, one of the guys here, the Mibs, and it'll come up colour, and it's like, great, thanks for that. I had fits last night, I had a lot of fits last night, so... I haven't seen a robin yet, though, so touch wood. Yeah, touch wood. Anyway, so, yeah, that's how they come to you. So all I could see was the original Star Trek set, and there's President Jimmy Carter standing there smiling at me. As if I was there looking. I thought, oh my God, here we go again. least it's not George V. I had George VI kneeling to me. I mean, come on. This is just getting to it. So anyway, yeah. Seeing lots of military people again. But I'll finish off the President Jimmy Carter, because a special place for him. I'm not going into politics. All these politics where I don't know. I was a child at the time, thank you very much, when he was president. But what I did like was, I come from Newcastle upon Tyne, as some of you will probably gather by my accent, in the north of the country, which is just not that far, 2.5 hours away from Edinburgh in the car, but it's English. I'm in England. And he came to visit, and he came to Newcastle Airport. And he got the love of the Geordies. We're called Geordies because we're loyal to King George the Third, was it? Oh God, I can't remember. I'm a historian. And yeah, I think. Oh God. And 18th century, and in the Jacobite rebellion, and basically he said something very Geordie, which if you're Norwegian or Danish, you'll recognise. It's and he went up the steps of the plane, up to get into the plane, and he lifted his hat, he turned around and he went, "Howay the lads!" So he's got a little, you know, he's remembered for that. So that was nice. But I heard him say, was it this morning? "Hello, Sarah." And it was his voice, everything. So no doubt there's going to be more about that. But if that sounds, you know, anything to do with the space thing, anything relevant, I did say something ages ago. There was some connection, but I can't remember it. So comment below because that's clearly a message about something, and he'll appear again. I know he will. A lot of military around, a lot of people waiting, a lot of people in white. And the other night I got quite nervous because they were all standing there, and behind them I could see all these rows of people, as if I'm looking into these dimensions all the time. And it's as if they just float on the air, and I feel like I could put my arm through, or I could walk through into them. And they're amazing. And it's time as well, because they show me a lot from World War II. The guys, that Atlantean angels I see with the long blonde hair and the dark hair, from my story, they are around. They were in, it was amazing. They were in, sorry, I felt a bit dizzy there. They were in, I can't get my words out. That's the FND. All right, thank you. Just a cartoon form. That's what happens to me. That's part of what I have, is functional neurological disorder. Yeah, they were in cartoon form, like anime, and they were flying spacecraft and getting into adventures, and there were the robots again, and it was all this steampunk world, and it was just sort of floating over, you know, at the side of the bed. It was amazing. I just wanted to jump in there. I saw my guide as an anime character, rather like Black Butler, which I absolutely love manga and anime, as you can probably see my books there. And I ignore the junk on the shelves. I'm terrible for doing that. Yeah, the just that anime, amazing, absolutely amazing. Oh yeah, they're reminding me. I also see the vampires. Always seeing vampires. A lot of Colin Robinsons around me at the minute. If you want to know what I'm talking about, check out What We Do in the Shadows. Energy vampire. Yeah, so a lot of strange things happening. A lot to do with space. I've seen lots of shapes again. A pyramid with like a city inside it. They haven't had me writing down loads of words. I've seen Union Jacks non-stop. I can't work that out. I can't work out why I'm seeing Union Jacks. I've seen one of the Atlantean angels on the top of the Tower of, not the Tower of London, London Bridge. Lots of different images coming in and out, but they haven't given me anything that's a massive message. One thing I have seen, and which made me suspicious about the writing, and when I lay in bed, I made a massive decision again, which is probably what they're prompting me. And what made me angry was they started showing me images for my stories again, and yet they told me no writing at the moment. So you'll see what I mean about testing. So I got quite annoyed about that, and it's to do with the vampire stories. And funny enough, sci-fi, vampires, it's all channeled messaging, which is why I tell you about it. So it's relevant for you to hear. It's not just a story. But it's kind of weird last night because I was fitting and I got the point where my son, he gets concerned about it because it's exhausting. And they're benign, they're not epileptic fits, they're non-epileptic, but they are really severe and they are exhausting. And he came and sat next to me and he said, all right, come on, we'll distract you. What do you want to watch? And it just came straight out of my mouth. It's hilarious. Buck Rogers in the 25th century. And I knew which episode, everything. And it was the one about the vampire. Yeah, I was in love with Jill Gerard. I'm going to have to stop because my son's just come in. I will come back. One moment, please. Hello, back again. Sorry about that. Oops, correction. It was somebody coming to check the meter down here. Ugh, it's kind of creepy. See what I mean? I'm always on edge because I don't know who's coming in. Before I did the videos and had a lie down, there was a lot of blue outside and movement across the window. I have to sit on the sofa watching the moss, look in the window like that. Whispers. Oh yeah, he's moving the stone again. That's kind of creepy. Please shut the gate. Anyway, so yeah, I've lost my train of thought. Yeah, and it's all about vampires. And I saw something years ago when I was writing about vampires. What is it about vampires and what's going on in the world? So, it's almost like people's energy is being drained. I'm just going to draw this card because see what we can get. That one, all right. About this vampire because it's non-stop my stories. Oh look, werewolf. And werewolf is change. Sorry for upstairs. And this is from the Dark and Dangerous oracle cards. How interesting. Vampire and werewolves. Okay, in the moon. So there's a lot of shape-shifting going on. There's a lot of strange stuff going on in the dark at night, going through dreams, filtering through dreams, if you're spiritual in particular. A lot of intruders. What else can you tell me? Because I wrote about vampires originally, and I could see, I went past, we were going to, where was it? To see my, it was my ex-husband's brother in Hackney in London, and I went past a graveyard and I could see my characters standing next to the graves, and that's what I've been seeing. The dead are rising. That just came out of my, the dead are rising. That just came out of my mouth. And it's like judgment, isn't it? The dead are rising. I'm seeing the vampire from Buffy going, it's Judgment Day. Ooh. Something to do with vampires, energy vampires. And a lot of spiritual people are getting their energy sucked. But I saw my characters in the graveyard and they kept showing me those characters again. It was the weirdest thing. It's like they were standing. That's when I knew I was starting to see like you know what I mean, people who were dead, but I was seeing them as apparitions. And they're in the graveyard. And they've been showing me graveyards and gravestones and standing next to them. That's the other thing. It's a lot of death, change in the world, but a lot of shape-shifting going on. A lot of darkness, a lot of creatures of the night coming out. Something went across my face. I don't know what that was. Something green. It was like a snowflakey type thing I saw. I don't know if you saw it. Let me know if you did. Let's see what else we can get. Because this is obviously a theme. Intruders, darkness. Right, we've got regeneration. Okay. Having to fight monsters. Regeneration. Everybody fighting their shadow side at the moment. The world fighting its shadow side. And the shadow is being illuminated and shown up. But there's a lot of energy sucking. Yeah. Look at these dark creatures. Focus. I keep seeing the woods, and my stories, I keep thinking it's because I'm not connecting with nature enough. Oh, thank you. Did you hear that tap? I've just realised we're in the spring. Things are regenerating. We're coming out of the darkness. And I'm going through a regeneration. So if I'm telling you about this, regeneration of psychic gifts as well. Because my writing always starts up again when I'm in the woods. I get inspired by the woods. And I think that's what we all need to do, get out into nature. There's a lot of shit. This is not right. There are a lot of people presenting themselves as somebody different. Why do I get Rishi Sunak? I'm saying Rishi Sunak really clearly here. Correct. Government. Boris Johnson. Well, we know what's happening with Trump. But I think he was who he said he was all the way through, quite frankly. Like him, I loathe him. That's up to you. Not coming out the door. Watch your dreams at the moment, especially if you're on the spiritual path. Watch your dreams. And you see these little, when I was lying in bed before, I see it every so often. It sort of frightens me a bit, but there, you see, I imagine they are orbs. Well, and I'm not using a camera to see them. I just see them, yeah? There's like, I'm going to see millions. Probably more. And they're flying all around. And somebody told me once, I was comment on one of my, I used to have loads of images of them. Right, there's blue, there are people walking around here. Loads of images of them. And if I look closely, I can see all these orbs, like I had in those images. But I can see them and they're flying all over. And they're with me, they're around me. I kept thinking of that guy from Charlie Brown. You know how he has a haze round him. I have all these orbs around me. And angels. Waiting for you to give them orders. Okay. All right. We'll do one more. Oh, I want this one. Mirror, a fetch. I'm not sure what you mean by this one. Looking at yourself in the mirror and seeing other people. They want you to have a look and see who is around you. Maybe have a quick look in the mirror and see what's behind you. And to start communicating with your guides, your angels, because this is a call. They want you to use your artistry, use whatever your gift is now. It's very important. They always show me as a gift as a little sphere. they're showing me that, they keep showing me that gimbal thing that flies around. They want you to use it because there is a spiritual war going on, and it's intensified because it's attacking light workers at night. So they want you in touch. They want you in touch with yourself, to gather all pieces of your soul back to the one, to fight the battle. I've told you this before. We have lots of different parts of ourselves out there doing things. Okay, so that's really important message. So I'm gonna I clearly have another message to do here. I've got more to tell you, so I'm going to stop the video here so you can think about that and let me know what you think. Something to do with space as well, being watched from space, shapeshifters coming from space, coming from dimensions, coming up from the earth. The dead shall rise. Vampires. Think vampires, werewolves, energy takers, energy hunters. Demon kind, but from another dimension. I'm going to leave it there. I will go into the next video and see what we can get. Okay, because the messages change all the time, and the format in which they make me do them change as well. And I am going to be writing again, so and that's part of the channeling. And it's about you stepping up to the mark, fighting your battle, because we've all got a corner to fight. And this is a call to arms, as in spiritual arms. Okay, so let me know your thoughts on that. We'll go on to the next video. Okay, take care. If you haven't already, please like, share, subscribe. Please check out all the other world channeling videos. And if you want to book a reading or a healing, I'm doing a lot of spiritual life path readings. They are really popular, the angel life path readings. I also do the tarot, love, business, a lot of career stuff. People really come to me about career and spiritual forward. But I'm doing angel healing, and I'm doing my own subatomic Reiki energy healing as well. If you want that, please check out my website and book direct with me. All the details will be in the description. Okay, and yeah, you can join the channel for more videos and early access videos. I'm going to be asking the members what they want in that as well, in case you're wondering, because I think it needs reformatting a little bit to give you more. So, and if you would like to see a membership just for the tarot, let me know as well. Okay, take care. And if you would be interested in coming to a Patreon page as well, asking me to ask you that, because I have a lot of things set up on there, and that actually includes the writing as well. A lot of channeled messages about witch stuff as well, and there's going to be astrology and everything on there. So if you would be interested in that, please let me know in the comments. Okay, take care of yourselves, and I shall see you next time. And have a brilliant weekend. Take care. Bye.